Do we look alike? Hello everyone, it's Jocelyn here, and today I am going to be talking about the JET program and how I got rejected and how I'm dealing with that rejection, what are my alternatives, what I'm going to do differently. But first, I want to formally address my subscribers. Thank you everyone! Every single one of you is watching right now, and that isn't watching but is subscribed to me. Thank you so much. We have hit 100 subscribers. We have surpassed 100 subscribers. We are at 109 subs, y'all. I am so happy. So in honor of 100 subs, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'm actually going to be giving away this yummy little pot that I'm going to be making as I talk today. So make sure you stay tuned to the end so you can see the details on how to win this pretty clay pot. If you're watching this video, clearly you see that I applied for the JET program in Japan and was rejected. How am I feeling about it? I'm feeling, well, how do y'all think I'm feeling? Obviously, I'm feeling pretty stinking weird about it. Is weird the word? I don't want to say bad. I don't want to speak any like negative language, but I definitely don't feel good about the situation at all. I'm not like happy, I'm not elated. Woohoo, I don't get to go to Japan. That's definitely not the vibe. But I wouldn't say that I'm just hurt and depressed and wallowing in it. Obviously I'm feeling some type of way. I made a video about it, but I'm not feeling so upset about it, if that makes sense. I'm not feeling so sad about it, but I am feeling a little bummed out, I guess is the word you would say. I'm feeling bummed out. I'm mostly feeling bummed out at myself because even though with these sorts of jobs, and I guess with any job really, they don't tell you why you got rejected. They always give you a, oh, thank you for applying. Sorry, we can't really tell you what rejected. It's against policy to tell you why we didn't pick you, even though it would help you in the future if you ever wanted to reapply to know like what was wrong. But really, we just know that they have a billion other things that they could be dealing with, and they don't want to deal with some little butthurt person who can't handle rejection and who wants to know why they didn't make it. For me, the problem is I feel like I have a good idea of why I didn't make it, and it's kind of just annoying because I know ultimately it's my fault. I know it's kind of me who stopped myself from advancing into the final round and, you know, kind of getting into, you know, the next stage of JET. So I feel like some big things were my SOP, my statement of purpose. I feel like I should have picked better references, and I feel like I should have, well, I don't know, just those two things, my SOP and better references, I think. So let's talk about the SOP. Y'all, as you can see from the speaking, I'm not a writer. I like to write, but I'm not like a formal academic essay person. I don't want to say fan fictions, but I'm definitely that type of person on the scale of writing and writers. I'm definitely not an academic writer. Me knowing this, I know that I should have taken some extra time in writing my SOP. I shouldn't have been excited, I think the word was. Very excited to apply, excited to get my application in. And I really should have taken my time and proofread it several times, sent it to other people to proofread several times, and went back and rewrote it several times. I shouldn't have just checked for spelling mistakes. I should have checked for grammar mistakes as well. I just should have, all around, more of the story with my SOP, I should have just done a better job at proofreading, because after I submitted it like an idiot, after the fact, I let a couple of more people read over it, and the general consensus was it's good, but there were just so many grammar mistakes and spelling mistakes and da-da-da-da-da. But the content was great. Then, after I got rejected, I let my sweetie, hi sweetie, I'm just playing, that's not my sweetie. After it was rejected, I let someone else read it, and he was like, it's horrible. He said that it was terrible, that I had so many mistakes, and that I should have been ashamed to be submitting it as an English teacher. I'm just kidding. He didn't say all of that, but you could tell that he wanted to, but he was just being nice to me because I got rejected. But anywho, yeah, my SOP just kind of missed the mark by a long shot. And even though content-wise it was good, I still have to meet a requirement as an English speaker. I can't go in there teaching English and I can't even write a simple 2-page essay on why I want to come to Japan and make it grammatically and structurally sound. Like I have to do a little bit of bare minimum work, you know? So with that being said, definitely think that my SOP was the issue. Another issue that I mentioned was the fact that I didn't have good references. I didn't have bad references, but I am just very insecure about the fact that I do have teaching experience, but I can never provide a reference from my school because I left on less than positive terms. I wouldn't say I left on bad terms, but I ended a contract early, so of course less than positive terms. And I always feel like, for me, just a personal insecurity, that's a red flag for an employer, because they're like, okay, this chick says that she has experience, but how come the place that she has experience at isn't one of her references? If she was a good teacher, then she would have more references. Like, one of her references surely would be from her old school, right? And no one says that, but that's just kind of my vibe. So yeah, that's just kind of it as far as why I think I didn't get accepted to JET. I just think I could have done some things differently. I think I could have been a little bit more proactive with the route and the direction that I was trying to take. I think that I should have been more cautious. I don't want to say smarter, but I do feel like I should have done a little bit more to really stand out. And I shouldn't, more physically to stand out, I shouldn't have just relied on me having teaching experience and, oh, I'm a black girl from the South, and try to sell, not a sob story, but try to sell I'm unique, there's no one out there like me. I shouldn't have relied so much on uniqueness. I should have really tried harder. It needed to look good and smell good. You know how some people, they look good, but when you get up on them, they stink? I think that's kind of the vibe that I was getting from my application. I think my application, it looked good, it looked pretty, or it sounded pretty. The stuff that it said was pretty, and Like, it looked like a good application. I looked like the ideal candidate, but when you got up on it with a microscope, it was just bad. But I didn't come here to beat myself up about it. I didn't come here to cry about it or anything and to vent and whine on my YouTube channel. So my dilemma with this pot is it keeps sticking. I think I have a solution to my dilemma. Maybe a loud one, but hopefully not. It looks like chocolate milk, but I know it's not chocolate milk, and that's what's throwing me off. What did I leave off? What was I saying? This video is a mess. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make y'all something nice for having 100 subs, but then I got rejected by Jet, and now I don't know what to do with my life. Am I even worthy of YouTube? I'm one of those people who believes that everything happens for a reason. There's always lesson to be learned. And I'm trying not to make this one of those cases. I'm trying not to say, oh, I didn't get accepted into Jet because I don't need to go to Japan. Because that's stupid. It's dumb. Why would anyone say that? The universe gives you your heart's desires if you ask it. So if I've been asking the universe since before Jet to take me to Japan, if this has been a lifelong dream of mine, then why would why would it give me, why would I get rejected? Now in this, I'm not trying to, it sounded nasty. I'm not trying to say that what like I deserve and what I don't deserve or anything, but I'm just being honest with you guys. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to have that mindset and that way of thinking. So, boom. I still want to go to Japan. That's the pressing question. Are you still going to go to Japan? Are you still going to come to Japan? Are you still going to try to get to Japan? Yeah. Jet was a means to an end that did not come through. Or did I say that right? Now y'all can see why my SOP flopped. Jet is a means to an end. Maybe it didn't come through the way I expected it to. Maybe it's not the route that I'm supposed to be taking with Japan, but I am supposed to be going to Japan. I know that that's something that's written in my cards. I know that's something that's written in my destiny. I know that's something that I want out of life. And it's something that I deserve, it's something that I want, and it's something that I'm going to achieve. Maybe I can't achieve that through Jet, because listen, I'm not gonna apply for Jet again. That process, it was so long and stressful and strenuous. Like, is Jet the best option for people wanting to move to Japan? Yes, most definitely. They pay the best. They have the best hours. They protect you the best, against like sleazy contractors and stuff like that. Generally, Jet is recognized as the #1 ALT, position to have in Japan. Is it the only one? No. Does that mean all of the other ones are significantly bad and horrible? Of course not. There are some bad ones. There are some less than savory ones, but there are some ones that are also really, really great that are not Jet. So what am I gonna do? I would like to apply for Interact, and then there's one that I've been seeing recently called, I think, Altea. I want it to be Altea, but I know you're supposed to say it as the acronym and not as a word. Those are the two routes that I'm thinking about taking, because I know I still want to be in the public school sector. I enjoy having my weekends off. I want to have my weekends off. I want to have a nice chunk of vacation days. I want the perks. The pay, I I can settle, which you definitely are settling if you do interact, because you have to pay for your own health insurance. You don't really get benefits with interact. But I digress. You're never going to find a great teaching job right off the bat, especially with my experience. So I'm not so worried about stuff like the pay. But I want a place where I'm going to be comfortable and I'm going to be happy and I'm going to be able to experience Japan. That's another thing that people were saying. They were like, oh, well, maybe it's just because we're in the middle of a pandemic. So maybe it's just your sign not to go to Japan right now, to wait until after the pandemic is over. And I was like, yeah, but I'm also American. So it's just like, what can be worse than kind of what I'm in? And I'm not even in a bad situation, you know? I'm in a fairly decent situation. So I wouldn't say worse, but I guess that's what I'm trying to say. There's no way that living in Japan could be any worse than living in the United States. And that's not to say that my reality is bad, and that's not to say other people's reality is good in the United States. That's just, like, we're talking about me here, so I'm not worried about other people. But that's just to say, I just don't see moving to Japan not being a good move for someone who's living in the US right now. So things like the pandemic, they don't scare me. I guess I'm trying to avoid saying it, but because I say it all the time, but I'm gonna say it again. If I'm gonna have to wear a mask and social distance and like have a curfew and blah 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 like I do here, wouldn't I rather do it in Japan where I'm having fun and experiencing a new culture and blah 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 blah? Like, wouldn't I rather do it there than do it here in America where I've been all my life? And you know, I don't know. Of course you have people like influencers. I'm not so stupid to where I believe what influencers are saying. They have to sell you a dream so you can keep watching and they can keep getting a check. However, the general consensus seems to be that Japan is not doing terrible compared to the rest of the world. They aren't doing so bad. Like, it's still just, you know, it's still Japan. I'm trying not to take the everything happens for a reason approach to dealing with my rejection, but I do feel like this does give me the opportunity to kind of work at this new job for a little bit and get settled and really build a nice, strong savings and foundation before I make my next move abroad. I'm not in such a rush to get to Japan. I would like to get there as soon as possible, and I would like to go and go quickly. But if I cannot, I feel satisfied with my current reality, especially because I know that it's going to be temporary. So yeah, that's kind of my mentality on JET and the JET program. Definitely have started looking into alternative options as we speak. I'm excited to see where those options, where they lead me. I'm choosing not to be defeated by this experience. And again, to some people, it is going to seem like such an odd and strange phenomenon. It's going to be like, girl, why are you so pressed over not getting it? It's going to seem like a smaller deal than it actually is to some people. Like, it's still fresh and it's still new on my mind, and I just wanted to get in front of the camera and talk about it, because since starting YouTube, that's how I deal with all of my issues. I just get in front of the camera and I talk about it. Very happy for the people who were able to get in. I think it's an amazing opportunity. I'm a little late to the party, but I'm still gonna make it, And it's funny that I just said that, because if y'all know me, y'all know that I be late. If I'm early, it's because my anxiety is through the roof and I don't want nobody judging me for being late. But typically, I am late to the party. So it's really just fitting my brand. Japan ain't going nowhere. ESL jobs and English teaching jobs aren't going nowhere. If anything, I just have more time to advance and improve. I am bummed out that my sweetie is going, but I'm not going, but it's fine. I'll get there eventually. Eventually I'll get to visit my sweet. I'm just kidding, y'all. That boy is not my sweetie. He is not my boo. I want her to have a bold red lip. I want her to have some like big juicy soup cooling kissable lips, but at the same time I kind of want them to be pink. Love the combination of green and purple when I was younger, but now as an adult I really hate green and purple together. I think that's why I don't like eggplant. No, I don't like eggplant because when I was in college, they had vegetarian lasagna, and instead of it just being lasagna with like pasta sauce, lasagna noodles, vegetables, and cheese, because it was not vegan lasagna, it was vegetarian, instead of pasta noodles, like lasagna noodles, it was slices of eggplant. Really hated that. Like, imagine getting some and then taking the big fattest bite out of it, and it's like eggplant. And there you have it, guys. There you have it, Miss Ugly Eggplant. This is what I think of you, my 100 subs. This is how I feel about you. This beauty right here. It's so ugly. So there you have it. I miss Eggplant, and thank you guys for sitting here and painting with me. It was supposed to be a whole different video, but things happen, and they always happen for a reason. I know earlier I said I wasn't gonna say that, but let's just be honest, they happen for a reason. So I'm not upset about it, I'm not sad about it, but I am thankful that you came here to watch me make this hot mess and to talk about my jet journey. If you are interested in winning this custom piece by moi, I call her Miss Eggplant Lady, all you have to do is follow 3 simple rules. Rule number 1, you have to be subscribed to me. Rule number 2, like this video. And rule number 3, comment on this video. And even if you don't want to enter, if you like this video, like this video. And if you don't like this video, comment down below what I could do better. If you're into pottery or pottery making, definitely comment down below. I would love to know some advice and some suggestions. If you applied for JET and you didn't get it, don't worry, sweetie. You will get to Japan somehow, some way. It's all gonna work out. Everything's gonna happen for a reason. And if you did apply for JET, then congratulations. I'm so happy for you guys. As always, thank you for watching.